Welcome to the Credential as You Go initiative, which explores how to transform the nation's credentialing system to include incremental credentials to build a fairer system that recognizes and formally documents what learners know and can do. This session showcases some of the examples of incremental credentials across 3 states. We hear from 3 institutions building some interesting incremental credentials. Our speakers are Janice Knepp-Walter, Program Chair for Early Childhood Education Program and Teacher Education Disciplines, and Jenning Prevet, Lead Faculty for Teacher Education Programs and Faculty in the Early Childhood Program, both at Red Rocks Community College in Colorado. Doreen Zarcone, Coordinator of Academic and Career Strategies from the State University of New York, Rockland Community College, and Keith Babuziak, Provost for the IT Programs and Chief Campus Officer at the Research Triangle Park Campus for Wake Technical Community College in North Carolina. Beginning with Red Rocks Community College, we hear first from Janice Knepp-Walter and Jenning Prevet.
I'm Dr. Janice Knepp-Walter. I am the program chair for the Early Childhood Education and Teacher Education Disciplines at Red Rocks Community College in Lakewood, Colorado.
Hi, I'm Jenning Prevet, and I am from Red Rocks Community College, and I'm the lead faculty in the Teacher Ed program and a faculty member of the Early Childhood program here at Red Rocks in Lakewood, Colorado. The project that we're working on is turning our paraprofessional certificate, enhancing it by making it more of a competency-based education certificate or model. And so our goal is to connect with local districts in our service area. So our service area includes a suburban school district and then some rural school districts. And so connecting with them to support their incumbent workers. A lot of the Colorado school districts are working on these, what they've kind of coined as grow your own teachers. And so they have this focus within various different school districts to support their paraeducators to becoming licensed teachers. Our paraeducator certificate leads into our AA degree and then eventually to a bachelor's degree with teacher licensure. They want to honor their experiences, their work experiences, because as they're working, they're learning on the job. And so we don't want to devalue that. We want to add value to that. And so connecting them together and bringing them into an academic space and enhancing those competencies and skill sets with competency-based education, honoring that workplace experience. So bringing that in and not having them have to sit in what kind of we call a traditional class model, but that we can create what Janice and I call a community of practice. So we have a cohort of students that engage in a community of practice and share their experiences, and we help make connections to those various different competency-based learning outcomes. So it's the crossover between the learning outcomes of a traditional class and then their work experience and the skill sets that they need to move forward and be stronger leaders in the classroom. So just redesigning that.
The interesting thing when we're talking about competency-based education models is it really flips on its head this thought of how the college as an institution is awarding credit. Yeah. And what we're doing is trying to recognize these skills, knowledge, teacher dispositions that people are learning on the job and crosswalking, aligning that with our course learning outcomes. Competency says, you've learned this on the job. We're acknowledging that you've learned it on the job and recognizing it, that you're either at a developing level, you're at a proficient level, or perhaps at a mastery level. You've been doing this a long time, and acknowledging that and saying, and because you're demonstrating this competency at a proficient or mastery level, now I'm going to give you the college credit. You still end up with that same degree at the end, or that same certificate at the end that says you have the knowledge and the skills learned. And so it's acknowledging and giving credit for what they already know and can do, and help move them forward in a much faster track.
We now go to SUNY Rockland Community College and hear from Doreen Zacone.
We decided that the first thing to do was to create credit-bearing micro-credentials, make sure that we have an outcomes assessment, student learning outcomes, and skills at the course level. We also wanted to make sure that all of our micro-credentials stacked into our degrees. So one of our newest ones actually stacks into 2 degrees on 7 different tracks. We also wanted to make sure that there was an opportunity that a person could upskill. Employers would understand how to use this for career advancement. Then we began to participate in the first Credentials as You Go grant. We built some micro-credentials from there, as well as we have then backed out those micros into skill competencies. So we've taken that model this year and we're expanding that to create a complete pathway for the student from non-credit to micros to degree completion, and then also transferability. We've been working closely with employers to make sure that we meet their needs, which is something that we didn't do as often before unless an employer approached us. We have a partnership with our Department of Social Services. So we just created a Human Services Fundamentals micro-credential that will be not only good for the agencies that work with people with disabilities in our community, but also it will benefit those that are taking those civil service tests in New York State to be able to sit for those tests because they need credit. We're helping faculty to understand the value proposition to students and employers, and so that will continue. Working with enrollment management to create an onboarding and off-ramping process when the student just wants to earn a micro-credential. Some of our intended accomplishments for our students, our institution, and employers this year is to expand alternative pathways to the guided pathway model. The student can actually take our micro, if let's say they're taking the first business course, they could take that course in 15 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 8 weeks, day, nights, weekends, online, virtual, and in person. We are really giving the student what they need to succeed here.
And in closing, we go to Wake Tech Community College in North Carolina and hear from Keith Babuziak.
So I'm Keith Babushchek. My position here at Wake Tech is the Provost of IT Programs and the Chief Campus Officer for our campus in Research Triangle Park. And so our campus here in Research Triangle Park focuses on business, university transfer, IT, and biotechnology. And I also supervise the college's IT programs. So we have over 5,000 students in IT degree programs at the college. And then we have over 700 students enrolled in our non-degree courses in IT at the college. So one of the things we've been doing is aligning the work that we're doing in non-credit computer education and our IT degree programs so students can earn credentials and transfer into the degree programs, and then also have opportunities at the end of a degree program to do some degree plus work to earn additional credentials on top of a degree program that'll align to industry partner needs. What we did with the Power Packs is that's how we rebranded what we were offering as our non-credit IT certification programs. We took advantage of how non-credit education works at the North Carolina Community College system, and we decided to create larger courses that have multiple topics and certifications in them to take advantage of a tuition cap that we have in the state. So it also helped us, we expected it to help us with retention. So rather than chunking things in smaller courses, it actually made sense for us to try longer courses. One long course that kind of brought students in and supported them through 2 or 3 different topic areas, including a couple of certifications. The last thing we did with these was align them directly to job roles. So you'll see, for example, our certification isn't necessarily A+, isn't the name of the class. The name of the class is IT Support Technician, and in that class, you earn IT Fundamentals Plus and A+ certification. So we created long courses. We supported students throughout them through a variety of ways, and we marketed them directly as job roles that's been successful. The last piece that we're doing is every one of the Power Packs has at least one credential in it that aligns to credit in the degree program. And so when a student completes the course and takes the industry assessment, we'll stick with CompTIA as A+ for right now. If a student passes A+, they get credit for 2 courses in our degree programs, and those 2 courses are in a few different degree programs. So it isn't just kind of, if you finish this class, you have to go to this career path. You have a couple of options at the end of it. Well, one thing we've decided with the Power Packs is we aren't doing micro-credentialing at this time. So we don't have a specific badge that we're using. We're offering the course that shows up on the transcript, and we're focusing on the industry assessment. And that's really our key. We decided not to do micro-credentials for these at this time because we wanted to focus on the industry credential. And that industry credential being a focus is also what earns students the credit on the degree program side. So if they take the class and are very successful in our non-credit course, they still will not get credit on the degree program unless they earn the industry credential. That makes things easier for us, and it also provides an incentive for students to earn that industry credential that industry partners value and are looking for in hiring and promotion decisions. So the one other thing we're doing with these Power Packs is we're now in a place, we have multiple Power Packs, and we're in a place to align those not only to our degree programs when we schedule them, so that students, don't end a Power Pack at the end of August and the academic term started in the middle of August. We're looking at moving that around. We're also aligning them to industry requests that we have. So we have an industry partner, for example, that is using one of our Power Packs as their own pre-apprenticeship program for a non-registered apprenticeship, and they're letting us know their recruiting timetable is this, so students need to have the certification at this time, and we're looking to see how we can align our courses to those industry needs as well as to our academic term. It was a pilot. We decided to try it out and see how it would work. And for us, where we are and with our students, it's worked very well. Taking a look at over the course of the fiscal year, for example, 21 to 22, our accumulated hours, kind of contact hours, grew by over 280%. And our FTE, our kind of revenue for building the programs was over 350%. We also saw a reduction in cancellations. So we canceled a lot fewer courses due to enrollment based on this strategy. What we're really looking to create through this is a career ladder into IT jobs in the area. It's vital, and by providing opportunities for non-credit and credit, we don't see a competition between the two, and that was always a consideration, especially when they were 2 separate organizations. I used to say a rising tide raises all boats. That's where we are. I now have pivoted a little bit. I'm now in kind of, we can do this all together. With the number of jobs and opportunities that we have in Raleigh and the surrounding areas in IT, I don't consider it competition because we can all work together to fill these jobs. And we're collaborating with university partners. We're even collaborating with some private institutions as well in some other projects. So we're trying to be very collaborative. We want to create footholds into the career ladders for these IT careers in the area and have opportunities for students to start in a class, try things out, move into a degree program, move in after that to a bachelor's degree program or even a master's degree program from there. So we really want students to get a start wherever they are, continue on learning while working with these companies, and by providing the Power Packs, by providing the links to the degree programs, by working very closely with the high school system, including an early college high school on this campus that has a focus on IT and biotech. We're really providing lots of opportunities for footholds into the career ladder that move students into jobs and continued learning.
The work happening at Red Rocks Community College in Colorado SUNY Rockland Community College in New York, and Wake Technical College in North Carolina is so exciting. Thank you so much for sharing. In part 1, we heard from 4 institutions, and just now we heard from 3 more, all working on incremental credentials. Themes are emerging. In the part 1, we heard how SUNY Mohawk Valley Community College began with students demanding to have incremental credentials. This is indicative of a real need that learners have to be recognized for what they know and can do. Mohawk Valley and Wake Tech each are seeing trends of increased enrollments, especially employees from partnerships. Many of the incremental credentials described across the 7 institutions are developed in conjunction with partners and focus on workforce preparation and integration, with a direct alignment to job progression. And we are seeing credentialing to recognize 21st century and field-specific skills within both non-credit and credit programs to ensure that learners do not go unrecognized for their knowledge and skills. All of these credentials are designed to stack into additional credentials and transfer to work opportunities and further education. This is the close of our 2022 mini-conference series. Coming soon is an evaluation survey. Please give us feedback so we can meet your professional development needs. In addition, we will have additional programs and a new 2023 mini-conference series. Watch for announcements. All of the 2022 mini-conference recordings can be found in the Tools and Resources section of the website www.credentialasyougo.org. Stay connected with the Credential As You Go movement as we continue to grow this work across the country, especially by visiting the website, which regularly has new materials. Thank you.